Hello. Lesson 91 today, day 91. We continue chapter 11, part 7, the condition of reality. The world as you perceive it cannot have been created by the Father, for the world is not as you see it. God created only the eternal, and everything you see is perishable. Therefore, there must be another world that you do not see. The Bible speaks of a new heaven and a new earth, yet this cannot be literally true, for the eternal are not recreated. To perceive anew is merely to perceive again, implying that before or in the interval between you were not perceiving at all. What then is the world that awaits your perception when you see it? Every loving thought that the Son of God ever had is eternal. Oh, that's cool. The loving thoughts his mind perceives in this world are the world's only reality. The loving thoughts his mind perceives in this world are the world's only reality. They are still perceptions because he still believes that he is separate. Yet they are eternal because they are loving. And being loving, they are like the Father and therefore cannot die. The real world can actually be perceived. All that is necessary is a willingness to perceive nothing else. For if you perceive both good and evil, you are accepting both the false and the true and making no distinction between them. The ego may see some good, but never only good. That is why its perceptions are so variable. It does not reject goodness entirely, for that you could not accept. But it always adds something that is not real to the real, thus confusing illusion and reality. For perceptions cannot be partly true. If you believe in truth and illusion, you cannot tell which is true. To establish your personal autonomy, you tried to create unlike your Father, believing that what you made is capable of being unlike him. Yet everything true is like him. Perceiving only the real world will lead you to the real heaven, because it will make you capable of understanding it. The perception of goodness is not knowledge, but the denial of the opposite of goodness enables you to recognize a condition in which opposites do not exist. And this is the condition of knowledge. Without this awareness, you have not met its conditions, and until you do, you will not know it is yours already. I have to sneeze, excuse me. Oh. Okay. So. I will say from 4 again. 210. Page 210. The perception of goodness is not knowledge, but the denial of the opposite of goodness enables you to recognize a condition in which opposites do not exist, and this is the condition of knowledge. Without this awareness, you've not met its conditions, and until you do, you will not know it is yours already. Knowledge is yours already, but we won't know that until we deny the opposite of goodness, so that opposites do not exist. You have made many ideas that you have placed between yourself and your Creator, and these beliefs are the world as you perceive it. Any ungood thought? Any negative thought we have placed between ourselves and our Creator, and this is the world that we perceive. Truth is not absent here, but it is obscure. You do not know the difference between what you have made and what God created, and so you do not know the difference between what you have made and what you have created. We don't know the difference between what we've made and what we've created. To believe that you can perceive the real world is to believe that you can know yourself. You can know God because it is His will to be known. The real world is all that the Holy Spirit has saved for you out of what you have made. And to perceive only this is salvation, because it is the recognition that reality is only what is true. Did you get all that? I'm not sure I got it all. I think the idea here is we have made up a lot of the world we see by thinking out of line with God's truth, God's holy thoughts, God's goodness. For only goodness is knowledge. Only goodness is reality. It's the recognition that reality is only what is true. You can know God because it is His will to be known. The real world is all that the Holy Spirit has saved for you out of what you've made. And to perceive only this is salvation, because it is the recognition that reality is only what is true. So again, I don't know if you've seen the movie The Shack. The image of the collecting tears came to me. How Soraya, the Holy Spirit, collects the tears of Mac, the main character who had lost his daughter. And they're like precious in God's eyes. I don't think that's really the correct picture for this example. It was just this idea of collecting that came to my mind. That was the image that came. But I don't think the Holy Spirit saves up our tears when we're upset, because He's basically saying He only saves all the good bits. So when we perceive grief, well, I don't know, unless it's the goodness that comes out of that experience is what is true, is what is real. But if we're feeling depressed, guilty, ashamed, rejected, abandoned, alone, suffering, that's not part of God's reality. And the Holy Spirit will only save your true perceptions. Or when you're laughing, when you're happy, when you send prayers and love to people, when you smile at someone on the street. When you see beauty in the world, that's what the Holy Spirit saves for you out of all of your perceptions. And this is salvation, because this is true and this is the reality of God. There's no opposite of truth. In God's world, in God's creation, there's no perishable. It's just eternal. It's just truth. It's just love and goodness. Lesson 91. Miracles are seen in light. It is important to remember that miracles and vision necessarily go together. They do. They do necessarily go together. Miracles and vision. So, come back a page. This needs repeating and frequent repeating. Miracles and vision go together. It is a central idea in your new thought system and the perception that it produces. The miracle is always there. Its presence is not caused by your vision. Its absence is not the result of your failure to see. It is only your awareness of miracles that is affected. You will see them in the light. You will not see them in the dark. To you, then, light is crucial. While you remain in darkness, the miracle remains unseen. Thus you are convinced it is not there. This follows from the premises from which the darkness comes. Denial of light leads to failure to perceive it. Failure to perceive light is to perceive darkness. The light is useless to you then, even though it is there. You cannot use it because its presence is unknown to you, and the seeming reality of the darkness makes the idea of light meaningless. To be told that what you do not see is there sounds like insanity. To be told that what you do not see is there sounds like insanity. So if you don't see the light and you're told the light is there, so I'm in darkness, someone's saying the light is there, I can't see it. That seems insane. It is very difficult to become convinced that it is insanity not to see what is there and to see what is not there instead. Okay, it's very difficult for that insanity. It is insanity not to see what is there. It's insanity not to see. I can't see the light, and to see what is not there. Instead, I can see the darkness only. That's insanity. You do not doubt that the body's eyes can see. You do not doubt the images they show you are reality. Your faith lies in the darkness, not the light. How can this be reversed? For you it is impossible, but you are not alone in this. Yes. Good to know. Not alone. Your efforts, however little they may be, have strong support. Did you but realize how great this strength your doubts would vanish. Today we will devote ourselves to the attempt to let you feel this strength. When you have felt the strength in you, which makes all miracles within your easy reach, you will not doubt. The miracles your sense of weakness hides will leap into awareness as you feel the strength in you. 3 times today, set aside about 10 minutes, 3 times 10, for a quiet time in which you try to leave your weakness behind. This is accomplished very quickly as you instruct yourself that you are not a body. Faith goes to what you want, and you instruct your mind accordingly. Your will remains your teacher, and your will has all the strength to do what it desires. You can escape the body if you choose. You can experience the strength in you. Begin the longer practice periods with this statement of true cause and effect relationships. Miracles are seen in light. The body's eyes do not perceive the light. But I am not a body. What am I? The question with which this statement ends is needed for our exercises today. What you think you are is a belief to be undone. But what you really are must be revealed to you. The belief you are a body calls for correction, being a mistake. The truth of what you are calls on the strength in you to bring to your awareness what the mistake conceals. If you are not a body, what are you? You need to be aware of what the Holy Spirit uses to replace the image of a body in your mind. You need to feel something to put your faith in as you lift it from the body. You need a real experience of something else, something more solid and more sure, more worthy of your faith, and really there. If you are not a body, what are you? Ask this in honesty, and then devote several minutes to allowing your mistaken thoughts about your attributes to be corrected and their opposites to take their place. Say, for example, I am not weak, but strong. I am not helpless, but all-powerful. I am not limited, but unlimited. I am not doubtful, but certain. I am not an illusion, but a reality. I cannot see in darkness, but in light. In the second phase of the exercise period, try to experience these truths about yourself. Concentrate particularly on the experience of strength. Remember that all sense of weakness is associated with the belief you are a body, a belief that is mistaken and deserves no faith. Try to remove your faith from it, if only for a moment. You will be accustomed to keeping the faith with the more worthy in you as we go along. You will be accustomed to keeping the faith with the more worthy in you as we go along. Relax for the rest of the practice period, confident that your efforts, however meager, are fully supported by the strength of God and all His thoughts. It is from them that your strength will come. It is through their strong support that you will feel the strength in you. They are united with you in this practice period in which you share a purpose like their own. Theirs is the light in which you will see miracles, because their strength is yours. Their strength becomes your eyes that you may see. 5 or 6 times an hour, at reasonably regular intervals, remind yourself that miracles are seen in light. Also, be sure to meet temptation with today's idea. This form would be helpful for this special purpose. Miracles are seen in light. Let me not close my eyes because of this. Alright, so a fair bit of practicing to do today. 3 10-minute periods and then 5 or 6 times an hour. So every 10 minutes-ish. Reasonably regular intervals. Again, it's the discipline of the mind to keep the practice happening throughout the day. So reprogramming our mind. Miracles, miracles, miracles. Miracles are seen in light. Miracles are seen in light. Let me not close my eyes because of this. I'm not weak but strong. I'm not helpless but all-powerful. I'm not limited but unlimited. I'm not doubtful but certain. I'm not an illusion but a reality. I cannot see in darkness but in light. Miracles are seen in light. I am not a body. What am I?